Can't hardly wait. I can't wait. Hardly wait. I can't wait. Hardly wait. I can't wait.
Okay, so hey everybody.
I can't wait.
You heard the theme song there. It's Can't Hardly Wait. I'm Wade Bowen. With me is these two guys over here, Sean Parada.
Hello.
And Glen Hall.
Hello.
And I just gotta say off the top of the starting off here, man, like Sean, like the song, you sound like shit. What
Yeah. I have laryngitis. I'm sick and I feel like shit, and I wanted to do an intentionally bad job, so I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agreed. Like, I'd give notes, but like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, I mean,
Glenn, the theme song sounds great. Thank you.
No.
Glenn, I loved it.
Yeah, you can hear the whole thing at the end with all.
Yep. You sure can. Warts and all.
Yeah.
This is the monkey's paw wish of like, oh, maybe someone didn't like the theme song as much. Congratulations. This is what you get.
Yeah,
I hope you're happy, assholes.
When I come back next week, they'll welcome me with open arms.
No. I got to do one more song, and it's going to be all about spreadsheets. And
Are you gonna cover Open Arms?
Oh my God! I love that song.
Yeah, but that's not what people are here for. They're here to hear us talk about Star Trek Picard with two assholes that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Hey, I'm working on it.
And some other guy that was like talking about Vulcan blood and like, oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I thought he was supposed to know.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'd like that's. I don't know how we.
I should have cut it out instead of throwing it at the end.
Sure should have loved it.
Yeah, it was a test for people that see if they listen to the song.
Did we clock our first Vulcan in this episode?
Was she Vulcan?
Was she Vulcan?
Well.
I thought she was Romulan. We're talking about
Raffi's daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into some Stardust City rags.
Yeah,
I like getting some real David Bowie title.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, right.
It's either that or it sounds like just like a terrible like celebrities like jazz album attempt.
I mean, yeah,
right.
The return of Bruno.
I'm amazed in any episode of New Trek where they don't just use a Bowie song.
Right. Yeah.
It does. It shows great restraint that seems to be a minimal occurrence.
Right. Well, I mean, they did in one of the short tracks, and they've used them.
Oh, right. You were telling the one on Mars. Yeah.
I'm waiting for an episode where like Mars explodes, and then you hear a changes.
Well, that movie, what's it called, Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Oh, that movie. Okay.
That movie opens with a extremely on the nose space oddity, essentially a music video. Yeah. But despite myself, I was like, this is like cringily on the nose and not really doing justice to David Bowie, but I like it.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie, not so much.
Funny.
But,
yeah.
I mean, everybody uses Bowie, but the thing is that Bowie's fucking great. So, I mean.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's
never
like complaining.
There's little downside to doing it because people are going to love the music because it's fucking awesome.
On the one hand, fucking Bowie again. Yes, I get it. It's a space show. I get it.
Right.
But on the other hand, they're good tunes.
No, wait. Changes is bad, though, right? That's a bad song.
I don't know. I like it. I don't know if I'd call it a classic.
I kind of.
Do we like that song? All right. I don't know. I'm willing to be on the wrong side of history on Changes.
I'm not a big fan of like China Girl, but
no, I mean that's fair. Yeah.
I'm a Diamond Dogs fan myself.
Oh, sure. Well, you just like Metal Gear.
Unrelated. Yeah. Totally coincidental.
Oh, is it? Yeah. It is. Yeah, completely coincidental. Kojima obsessed with like American culture. But,
yeah.
But yeah, the Bowie shout out. That's accidental.
Right. But again, okay, what happened in this episode of Picard?
So we opened on 7 going John Wick in some like Saw chop shop.
Oh, this is a very controversial episode with the real fans because it does starts off all Unchin Andaloo, chopping up eyeballs.
My mother was not happy. I watched with my mom, and she did not care for that beginning.
I didn't care for it either.
No, I didn't either. I don't need that.
Wait, is the controversy with the hashtag real fans like just the fact that it's like so grisly?
Well, there's a number of controversies here. There's one, it's not Trek is not supposed to be so brutal. It's like, well, I don't know. I still have this is me being the contrarian son of a like I actually like this episode and I didn't mind the brutality of it because like I have a very visceral childhood memory of the earworm in Wrath of Khan.
That is I watched that recently, as you know, and that was whew. And there's another episode that's even worse in TNG, the Conspiracy, where
they explode the guy.
Yeah, that's some Cronenberg shit right there.
Yeah.
Like Sean,
I know what happens. I've seen it.
Oh.
No, that's a lie. No, I haven't seen it.
I trust you, Sean.
Don't.
I just figured maybe you'd seen the GIF because
it's
one.
I've maybe seen the. I have probably seen the GIF and don't know that I've seen it.
It seemed in a very un-Star Trek fashion and un-Federation fashion. Like this guy is like possessed by some larval queen shit like that's trying to take over the Federation, and Picard and I want to say it's Riker like go right to like shooting the guy's fucking head off with phasers. And it's like that alone is like this grisly like
it's like Story of Ricky levels. Like
I don't know what that is, but if it involves a dude's head exploding, that's exactly what it was.
It does. Like the original Daily Show with Craig Kilborn, they used to use it a lot.
Gotcha.
It's a kung fu movie where they smash it.
Man, Craig Kilborn not getting a lot of mentions these days, but
right.
But yeah,
I'm old.
Craig was great, man. Craig was,
Hey, no doc.
Anyways,
but yeah, then they follow that up by the guy's like headless corpse bursting open to reveal the insect queen or whatever, and they then like dispose of that in a bloody fashion. It was real weird in TNG, a show that
and then it's like a cliffhanger that these bugs have infiltrated the Federation, and then it's like totally dropped and they never revisit it. They're like, wait, this was not great.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah, because they're even before that, there's like an episode where like they talk about, there's a conspiracy in the Federation and Picard. I need you in my corner. Like some admiral's talking to him, and it's weird. I guess the Borg became a thing relatively soon after that.
Right. Well, I mean, carrying on that grand tradition of there's a conspiracy within the higher ranks of the Federation, and in in Picard, it's infiltrated by the Zhat Vash and everything.
Well, I mean, the Zhat Vash, I mean, that's an interesting, let's just jump to it. I mean, will we ever hear Zhat Vash again?
Probably.
It seems, probably.
Have we just moved to Tal Shiar? Are they just like, that was stupid, forget about it?
Yeah, I prefer that, honestly.
I know.
But going back to the controversy with...
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, one, it's the brutality of it. Two is this episode is very much for my Voyager fans to get mad at.
Really?
Because
there's some 7 of 9 stuff.
It's honestly, this whole episode felt like it was a 7 of 9 episode before it was a Picard episode.
Right.
Which is nice. I think it's good to be able to follow and other characters.
For sure.
And she's going to be like the recurring guest star, it seems like.
Yeah, she's not dead.
No, there's no way.
No. I mean, she just kind of walks off at the end of the episode, and she's like, "We'll see her again." And I don't mean a postcard, but sorry, it's Barton Fink reference for everybody. Anyways,
yeah, nope, sure, boy, who
noted and very much appreciated.
Who is that for?
That's for me, Sean. That's
no, fair enough,
and almost for me.
Yeah, almost.
It's for me enough. Sure, I like that movie.
Yeah, but anyways,
I love Barton Fink. That's
like this. This episode was written by Kirsten Beyer, who made her name, as it were, by writing Voyager novels. And so they continue. She wrote after Voyager novels.
Gotcha.
Setting up what happened to all the characters, and she was the liaison between the novels and the show for Discovery season 1, and they talked it up way back when Nicholas Meyer was still visibly involved, where she was going to be the czar, and then I think they just kind of, with all the shit behind scenes, they're like, never mind about all that stuff about us doing all this correlation. Though there is some with the comics and are a pretty direct prequel to this with Raffi's backstory and the Romulan why people.
Uh-huh.
It's all in the comics. So there's a lot of in that, which is cool if you want it. It's frustrating that it doesn't. They're just like, you have to do that if you want that backstory at all. You have to get the comics. We can't even glaze over it on the show. If it feels like they just drop it in your lap with like, all right, now have an emotional response to this thing that you don't know you haven't spent the time getting invested in it.
Right. What's like dropping a deleted scene from your movie in Fortnite?
Right.
Oh, God. It took me a second to remember.
I keep getting tangents here. I'm not talking about the Raffi plot in this. I'm talking about, again, the Voyager fans and Kirsten Beyer and her writing a 7 to 9 episode. And also the guy who gets his eye pulled out is Icheb.
Sure.
Who is a character from Voyager.
Oh.
Who is a Borg they find as a child.
Oh.
They go to like a Borg cube and find all these baby Borgs on it, and they take them on the ship. And the full backstory, I think, with Icheb is like they take him back home to his people, and it turns out his people used him as a poison pill to destroy the Borg, so they just send him right back up. And Voyager has to save him. And then basically, I think this episode of Picard is pretty obvious about it. She kind of basically becomes a mother figure to him.
Right.
I mean, yeah, she says explicitly at one point.
Yeah. But so she adopts a little baby Borg, and so it's like her son. Yeah. So.
And then she has to kill him.
Which, yeah, I mean, so fans were very upset. The Star Trek fans are like, oh man, this beloved character, they killed him, I can't believe. And it was weird for me because I'm not a big Voyager guy, so I'm not really that invested in that.
So you're like, beloved? Really?
Yeah, really?
You sure?
Okay.
But, I can appreciate that,
Star Trek fans and Voyager fans feel pretty, they're pretty invested in these characters. And to just bring and oh my god, Icheb, what's he been up to? Dead and it's a pretty. I mean, they use it. He's a fridge device.
Oh yes, he gets fridged hard.
It is definitely interesting to use a character that apparently has some beloved history in the lore, just to establish that this Jables lady is evil.
Right.
Oh well,
I watched some just specs of Alex Kurtzman talking about this episode, and the way he talks about it is it's unabashed. He's like, well, yeah, we had to do it to establish. You motherfucker, you're saying the quiet part loud. That we just fridged
just
him.
Admitting it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I can respect that at least.
I mean, I guess.
Right, but I mean, he's tried to talk it up like it's for character. It's no, what you're describing is fridging somebody.
Literally fridging, yeah.
And people hate that shit.
Debate point. Was red shirting characters the original fridging, at least a
well, those people didn't have a backstory. They had red shirts.
They did it with people who didn't matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I guess fridging specifically has to apply.
Right. Well, to me it was red shirting, but
right, exactly, and to me too, because I didn't know who that character was.
So I mean,
and then I was like, oh man, this lady killed her son, that sucks.
Yeah,
fuck her, what a piece of. But now, knowing that this is a character with history, someone they could have done something with, well, then that's lame.
Yeah,
what a lame way to send someone off.
In the lead up, there was clips of the scene. People knew that she was going to lose somebody, and hell, the nerds even called it. They said it's probably Icheb, and I was like, who?
Right.
But the fans were like, oh my god, they did it, and okay.
All right, sure.
Well, so Sean, you actually touched on what I would argue is the more urgent and salient observation of this episode is the bad guy's name is Bjayzl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spelled
no.
Bjayzl.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sure isn't.
Yeah.
It is, Sean. I'm sorry.
I don't accept that.
Right. We almost had Kristen from Toronto, except she's now from Montreal.
I'm bummed she's not here because I feel like she'd have a lot to say about this episode in particular.
Right.
Now when she's on, I'll wear my Expos hat.
Okay. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we'll get her eventually.
Sure.
But the fans hate this episode. They're like, I might kill my subscription. But
the fans are stupid. Let Star Trek have fun.
I actually really liked this episode because it was finally having, for all the brutality of it, it also had lighthearted, fun moments.
Yeah.
Some that arguably maybe went too far in that direction.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like Dazzler, whatever her name.
Anti-Entity from Beyond Thunderdome, given the costume.
Getting the costumes are finally like a complaint Kristen has brought up.
Yeah.
Like they don't do any crazy, weird ass fashion. And
this would have been a great Benny episode too. So much collar talk.
Oh man! Oh my goodness!
Yeah! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
We got to have them both on so that we can cross those things over.
We got to get collar talk. That's the one segment that people actually like.
Oh, people are clamoring for it.
You mean that there aren't people lined up out the door to listen to Status Report? I don't
When
believe
you shut
it.
your fucking mouth.
Yeah. No comment. But yeah, so
Bajazel.
No. And
have some respect.
No.
Bajazel.
Put some spec on her name.
Yeah.
Pour one out
For. I've said the names in this show are ridiculous, but then they come out with me with Bajazel, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Just when I thought I'd seen it all.
You got me, you son of a bitch.
And I think the fact that she appeared to be just a normal human, like if she was an alien that had a weird, crazy name, yeah, what?
A lot of people are like, she looks so much like early Deanna Troi. Marina Sirtis.
I guess the outfits are kind of similar. Like,
I mean, the character, she looks a little bit like she resembles. I'm not saying that she's a doppelganger or anything, but I definitely see how she resembles Marina Sirtis.
Okay.
So there was speculation that she's a Betazoid.
Betazoid, yeah.
From Beta Z. Sorry, nerds, don't come at me. That's
why I'm here. Now, yeah. I come armed with knowledge.
Yeah, you actually know. You've got.
Yeah. I've seen Majel Barrett as her mother twice.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't realize until the second episode. Like, oh shit, that's Majel Barrett from TOS. Like, that's super fun.
Yep.
I'm a Betazoid cuck.
Oh, you would. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing that Luxana Troi would be into.
I was about to say, Sean, you actually might want to watch the episodes with Troy's mom.
Oh, is she fucking?
Troy's mom is the horniest character in all of Star Trek, and that's saying a lot.
Shit! All right, well, I'll watch that.
Which is saying something because those early seasons of TNG, at least, are horny.
She's basically Pepe Le Pew to Picard's cat with the stripe down his back.
Oh, into it. Let me sit on that dome and spin around. Oh my god.
Yeah, and she shows up in DS9. I just did a remix episode where I went back on the best Luxana Troi episode in all of Star Trek, in my opinion. But
remix, Kickers of Elves. You can pull that if you want. You can use that.
Yeah, I will. I will not.
Wade Bowen remix.
So overall, like, I guess the plot of the episode is pretty simple. Like, they go to Free Cloud to find Maddox, and in order to do so, they have to try and make a deal with Bajazel, who is evidently some kind of local crime lord.
Part of the episode is Ocean's 11. I don't know why you're saying so many words.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a heist movie.
It's a heist. We're doing a heist. We're doing costumes. We're doing shit. I was annoyed that the Raffi plot existed. That doesn't belong in this episode.
Yeah, that was a little out of place, but
yeah, it was weird. It was like, okay, I didn't read the comics, dudes. I don't care.
Right. I don't know that it was like particularly poorly done. Like, it felt fine.
Right.
Angsty, a little bit like overly, whatever. It's cool to see like the way like Mars and and like sort of Picard, has impacted her long term.
Right. It seems like she kind of went full InfoWars.
Yeah.
Seemed to be a bigger problem.
Yeah, let's talk about the Raffi plot and just get it out of the way, I guess.
Let's just get it over with because the rest of it's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, the Raffi plot was weird. So she's going to find her son, who is on Free Cloud, which is Space Vegas.
Yeah, the fuck's he doing there?
And he's there with his pregnant Romulan wife.
I believe she was Romulan.
She kind of had the TNG Romulan ridges.
Sure. I'll defer to you guys.
Yeah.
Fucking right you will.
Yes, right.
You don't listen.
You're Shawnee boy, you're out of your element. Wait, you're not sure. So I guess he's gone there to get like nerd corner about it. Like my hypothesis was like, oh, they're like at a fertility clinic or something.
Right, sure.
Obviously. But like to interbreed sometimes with different species, they might need some science help. Maybe that's
yes,
what-
that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know how. I feel like Vulcans and humans can just get
down to the
and-
business.
Yeah.
Seems that way.
But I don't know. Or just sometimes people need help getting pregnant. Yeah,
That's true.
there's no.
But yeah, so my main takeaway, besides the the revelation that Rafi had some like substance problems, and
I'm not on the snakeweed anymore, son. And it's like it wasn't the snakeweed. It was you. You were way into QAnon, Mom, and it was really fun. Which is true. QAnon destroys families.
Right? It's like if Alex Jones was like, "Look, I quit drinking," and we're like, "That's not the problem."
Yeah, the problem is that you're talking about the adrenochrome that the Mars sent,
and the Conclave of 8, which I presume is yet another fucking Romulan secret society.
Right, that's the thing. Yeah, that's from all I know. The Conclave of 8 has never been mentioned yet. They drop it into that conversation, and it's like, wait a minute, that was like hidden in the weeds. Was this important? Little bit of info,
right?
And I think they're probably the ones turning the frogs gay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So just to keep track, we have Romulan society controlled by the Tal Shiar, which in turn is controlled by the Zhat Vash, which presumably are controlled by the Conclave of 8. So next week we're going to get the dynamic duo or someone that controls the Conclave of 8, and then it's just going to be like some Romulan named Steve that like is so secret that no one's ever heard of him.
Right.
Well, I don't know about presenting it all as a hierarchy. I don't know that everybody's like controlled by everybody.
Right. I don't know anything about the Conclave of 8. Could be a conclave of the 8 founding races. I don't know.
It's the Fellowship of the Ring.
Oops, nerds. I don't know how many species exactly were in the original charter of the Federation. I know it's the Andorians, Vulcans, the Pig people, and humans. And sorry.
Nobody.
Oh, sorry. I just fugued out for a second.
I guess Star Trek fans do want that, actually. So
yeah,
I should probably be the one to fuck off.
Yeah, we should all be fucking somewhere in some ways, I guess.
What? All right. Wait, are you okay? I was gonna say, how's your baby? Yeah,
my baby's sick, and so I'm a little bit punchy today.
Yeah. All right, we'll burn through this.
Some strange choices with the subplots, but we see targeted ads in the 24th century, which are fucking crazy.
Yeah, gotta eat them Easter eggs when they go and they show the Vegas planet. There's Mott's Hair Emporium.
I was gonna ask you what that was because that seemed very pointedly like something.
Mott the barber is I think he's a Bolian. He's a blue person who is the barber on the Enterprise. He cuts Picard's hair.
Ah.
He's also bald, and so the bald guy, alien cutting the bald guy's hair. And
that's funny.
All right.
And so there's Mott's Hair Emporium. It's like, oh, Mott the barber. And then next to that, I didn't even notice it at first. There's a sign for Quark Bar. It's not so Quark's Bar, which is
that's Armin Shimmerman.
Armin Shimmerman. I mean, I would be remiss to not talk about the Quark mentions in this episode. That I got started doing a DS9 podcast. So the question, I saw one article on the World Wide Web saying, "Oh, so Quark has relocated to
Free Cloud,"
which I'm pushing my glasses up, and we don't actually know that for sure that he's here. He could have franchised out the bar.
I was about to say, just given what I know about the Ferengi, it seems like entirely likely that they just franchised something for maximum profit.
Right.
I'm really glad I can never say, given what I know about the Ferengi.
You shut the fuck up.
Because it's fucking nothing.
Sorry.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You don't deserve the Ferengi knowledge. No.
I was just going to say, status report just got 10 minutes longer.
Oh, no.
I mean, listen, we want to talk about all the stuff I don't know. Wait until we get to the reveal that Picard was a Borg.
Oh, you didn't know?
No!
Yeah. That's a big matzo ball.
But also Vop, the heavy, also says when Rios gets his pimp outfit, he says he was recommended by Mr. Quark of Ferenginar. He's got to. So there you go. So maybe he is on the planet, or maybe
right.
By the way, really liked Rios in this episode. This was a good episode for that guy.
Yeah, I guess we convert not a hologram.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
But I thought, give him some stuff to do, and he did a good job.
Yeah, the feather on the hat was too much. The hat did not need feathers. Otherwise, the outfit was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some people on the Discord complaining about a pimp outfit. Really,
right? It's Kramer's like pimp outfit from Seinfeld without the like long flowy overcoat.
Yeah,
it's not great, but it is what like the easy sort of hack, like flamboyant air quotes at it.
I'm in disguise, but not really.
Right. Is a pretty stereotypical pimp outfit.
Which we want to talk about flamboyant.
Oh man,
one Jean-Luc Picard. Whew.
That was I was like I actually
I dug it.
Sorry, Star Trek fans. I actually really liked this episode.
Are people mad about him dressing up and doing his fun little accent?
I will say he was the worst part of this episode. I thought.
Of course he was. But what do I care? This episode should have been called Appropriately Sinister.
Yeah, because there's like screen tests where he almost tried to do a French accent for Picard.
Oh, that's funny. Don't do it. I'm so glad he didn't.
And then like goofing around on set, which they did a lot on TNG, he would sometimes goof around with basically this accent.
Right. That's funny.
And so this is like, okay, I can finally do it. But for me, it was a little bit much. It felt like Patrick Stewart was having a great time, but Jean-Luc Picard, it felt off for me.
Sure. But I will say, I feel like Jean-Luc Picard is well established as someone who really relishes the opportunity to get into character. He loves the Dixon Hill like scenarios in the holodeck. He like gets on board with Data when he goes to be Sherlock Holmes. Like, to me, it's not strange that Jean-Luc Picard in the real world presented with an opportunity to don a disguise and put on a flamboyant
to do
accent.
Pirates of Penzance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And to do that, and like it's not surprising to me at all, especially like Picard in his later years being like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna like ham it up with this.
Yeah, it was a little bit that he was so bad at it, but
right.
But I think that was probably because, I would say,
I mean, it was by choice. They definitely intentionally went that far.
I think like with all of this, like just the lens I look at it through is like this is in his mind his last space adventure.
Right. So fuck it. Fuck it, beret and eye patch.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going to have fun. What? The decision that Eleanor just doesn't have to dress up at all.
I loved the micro plot of this episode that Eleanor kept being disappointed that he wasn't involved in things. Like,
right, that him just like feeling left out.
Right.
Of, like all the shitty things that everybody was going through.
I actually, like the comic relief like in this episode, I liked a lot.
Yeah.
It was playful. Like when it was all over the place this episode, I guess.
This episode was punchy as fuck.
Yeah.
I loved that Eleanor, like, I love it whenever, like, ninja, hyper fighter guys are shown being bad at things.
Right.
And, like, him being, like, getting a disguise and not being able to be in character.
Yeah.
Like, being disappointed that he didn't get a targeted ad. It's just, I really enjoyed that. Like,
yeah, like, I came into this when they introduced Eleanor, I'm like, I'm kind of rolling my eyes if they got a Legolas, but, like.
Right. Nope, I like this Legolas.
He kind of won me over a little bit and his, like, come on, guys.
Oh, don't I get one?
Yeah.
Well, and what a weird move to, like, you introduce him, he cuts someone's head off, and then the next episode, he is just funny.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, like, it's great. There is some fighting in this episode, and he does not do it. He is not involved.
Yeah. I mean,
great.
Introducing in an episode called Absolute Candor, like, I thought they would maybe... Drax the Destroyer him up a little bit. But they didn't.
I could see them still kind of getting back to that, but like, if this is the baseline where he's kind of like someone who's just, a savant almost at fighting, and
he's just like an innocent,
right,
like, clueless child.
Yeah. Who just cuts people's like, heads off.
Oh, I'm just glad to be here. I'm just glad to be a part of the journey.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun angle. I'm into it.
Yeah. I really appreciated that.
Well done.
I don't know. I really like this episode.
Yeah, with Vop. These names, man.
What did Picard call him? Like Veep?
Yeah, his name is VOP.
Right, and he calls him like Vup, and he's like Vop. Yeah. Like what?
No, he 1,000% says Veep at one point.
Yeah.
It's great. Stupid. I love it.
1,253 olfactory receptors.
Oh,
for the
right.
record.
That guy went down really easy.
Yes, he did.
For someone who they really talked up, like, oh, this guy's bad news. He shot him and he goes down.
But there's that's a acceptable thing though. The classic Indiana Jones sword guy comes out and just like, nope, it's done way quicker than he thought it was going to be.
Well, I wonder if there's a fight between him and Eleanor on the cutting room floor somewhere.
Oh, right, yeah.
I bet that was at least in a script at one point.
Yeah,
it's another thing in this episode. Sorry to kind of veer a little.
I think we can sort of be a little bit less structured, a little more all over the place in this one. It's so loose.
Well, really, what happens is they just they talk to Bjayzl. She says, fuck you, you can't have Maddox, and then
she trades Maddox for her life.
Yeah, it's a straight up Ocean's 11 heist where they go through each step and cut back and forth, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then Seven goes off the rails and you didn't tell us that this wasn't part of the plan, Seven, and it was a little bit confusing when that happened.
Right. It's like, what's the issue here?
Right, because they have a history that we didn't know about.
It still felt like the plan, though. It still felt like the plan, I thought.
Exactly, and they're like, Seven, how dare you went off the book? And it's like, did she? Oh, I guess she did, because they said she did.
Right, her motivations are different, but this still feels like what we were going to do all along.
Yeah.
Right. We put it out there that this person has all these implants and she's definitely going to want them. And then it's like, but I know her. What? Oh, no, it's off the rails
Everything's ruined.
Right. And it was like, did you get some implied they used to have a thing vibe?
They fought.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did.
That's another thing the nerds were like, whatever happened to Chakotay? Because apparently, on Voyager, the Native American second in command ends up pairing up with 7 of 9, and the worst. Man, they made bad choices as far as the shipping in Voyager. I'm just gonna say it. Sorry, nerds.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, how much time has passed since the end of Voyager? They broke up, and she left
probably
the
2
Federation.
decades.
She's a Fenris Ranger, which is nothing. I don't accept that. And now she fucks, and then she fucked girls.
Right. The Fenris Rangers thing is also a new thing introduced by Picard.
Oh, it is?
Show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus Christ. I'm shocked
by
how much just lore dropping they're doing. Just new stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
I get to be on the ground floor.
People are also mad that that 7 went so dark. Because, Janeway would never have allowed this to happen, but we don't know where Janeway is. She's the captain on Voyager, Sean.
That I know.
But
I've heard that stupid name, too.
Yeah, I saw one person in a forum somewhere I think Janeway's the big bad of the show. I was like, sorry, dude, that's not going to happen, I don't think.
Janeway is behind the synth
I was like, no, I don't think so. But
So, I have questions. So
I'll handle these. Glenn, go on.
Yeah.
Who's buying all these Borg parts?
People.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
a genuine question. Are these valuable for military applications? Are they?
Yeah, it's probably in the crime world.
Right.
Maybe the Orion Syndicate probably trades in them to an extent.
But what do people do with them?
Well, it's very advanced tech, so it's people want advanced. I mean, and that Romulan Borg cube, we've already established on the show that it's a pretty lucrative business model because their whole thing is that they're just scavenging Borg tech from that cube.
Right. Yes, and of course that brings up issues of money, but
the Federation might not have money, but there's still money that exists in
other, of course,
space. Yeah. The Ferengi are a perfect example.
Well,
Free Cloud, people people get mad that Free Cloud is a thing. It's like, well, it's not part of the Federation.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right. Don't mistake the Federation with the universe. It's not everybody.
No, that's fair.
And this episode really sells the world building of the show of what has happened, that the Federation is in decline. Right. It's pulled back. It no longer patrols the neutral zone, which is where between the Romulans and the Federation, there's a neutral zone that people aren't supposed to go to. And now it's since the Romulan supernova, it's just a no man's land all over. The Federation's pulled back.
And that's where the Fenris Rangers are, right?
Yeah, it's Brexit. And the Fenris Rangers are a bunch of, it's like Wild West mercenaries that are doing the right thing.
Right, like the Pinkertons, or I guess not the Pinkertons.
No, the Pinkertons suck, but
yeah, exactly. No, they're the opposite. Which, by the way, that didn't answer my question at all about who's buying all these Borg parts and why.
The criminal underbelly.
I don't know, people. What do you mean?
But, like, why? Like,
for technology, Glenn. What technology? Technology still. The pursuit of technology exists.
Maybe, but like, what is the What are the tangible benefits?
What are you talking about, Glenn? What are we recording on? What do you hold in your hand when you text people and make a phone call? How are your lights on? What are the tangible benefits? Technology, Glenn. This is a stupid question. I do not accept this.
Like,
I'm with Sean on this.
You're being fucking obtuse, and I'm not interested in it.
I'm not being obtuse. I'm just they clearly established that people are willing to kill and murder people to get Borg tech. And my question is, if Borg tech is so valuable, why is it so valuable?
Glenn, we killed for fucking oil to power our cars.
But if they have 4,000 Borg eyes, like what does
they don't?
They don't have.
There's not that many Borg. When you find a former Borg, there's not 4,000 of them that you can just go pick up Borg eyes from.
Right, they're going on about it. It's a big deal that she has a lot of parts. They're getting maybe one or two things out of every Borg. All of this is in short supply.
Look, it's not in short supply because they clearly are harvesting the shit out of this stuff.
They have.
That's what the Romulans are doing for one Borg. The galaxy's a big place, Sean.
Right.
I mean, Glenn. Sorry, Sean.
That's okay. I'm so mad. I don't understand why this is happening.
All right, fine. We'll move on. It's time for status report.
That was wild. It is not. Status report is not happening this episode. I will shout through it. You lost your status report privileges.
We got to talk about Maddox, another character
recast.
Yeah. There's a big fucking reveal at the end of this.
Yeah. So we did all this trouble to get him, and they just kill him real fast.
That fucking sucks.
Well, so what is that? Where does that leave Jurati? Do we think she's just been swayed by the terror of knowledge, or
I think she saw it's more interesting than her just being a
Manchurian candidate,
right? A spy for no reason, they paid me, or they I have to do my duty.
Right, or I'm not in control of myself. They made me do it.
Right. I'm into it. I want to see where that's going.
Well, they showed her something that was so horrible, that kill, and then they established that they were lovers.
Yeah, they fucked.
They fucked, for sure.
They fucked, and they had a meaningful relationship on top of it.
Yeah, he made her cookies, Glenn.
Yeah.
What?
He made her cookies.
Yeah, that was very sweet.
It was. I liked it.
Which brings me to my next question. Do EMHs not have a murder prevention failsafe?
Yeah, that was weird, right?
It's
right, that you can just turn him off while someone's dying.
Very clearly murdering someone.
And also they beam Maddox aboard, he's dying. The EMH does not show up.
Right.
Her heart rate goes up. It's there's an emergency.
Right, yeah.
It's come on, dude.
He's what is your psychological emergency? And then the beeps on, and he's what is your medical emergency? It's you should have known this was happening. You should have been more on top of this.
You're connected to all those machines, dummy.
It's I feel with these things, you should not, one person should not be able to say, no, turn yourself off. When, again, they are very clearly trying to murder someone. There should be,
Right, well, that's just... And isn't it odd that, so moving on, he's not gonna tell Rios?
Right. Well, this gets into the ongoing question of hologram sentience and personhood and how much leeway they're given. Apparently they're still not considered sentient beings because then they would have autonomy because the Federation believes. But the Federation also apparently, they're not synthetic life, I guess.
Well, and it's interesting, especially given Maddox's involvement, that the Measure of a Man is the TNG episode is really all about what happens to Data, establishing what will happen to all future synths. That granting him the legal status of sentience is going to set the precedent for whatever race is spawned by him. So I wonder. I thought it was a little strange that they didn't really go into what Maddox believed at all. He was just there really to be a MacGuffin. like, oh, I'm the guy you need to find because I'm involved in this somehow. But they didn't really go into how he had changed since Measure of a Man, or if he still had this.
Well, they do say like, "Oh, we did it." Me, Soong, and
oh, that's true. That's right. Yeah.
And who was the third one?
Is that someone from
Noonien Soong is the guy who created Data.
And there's a third one that's like the three of them are.
I can't remember who the third person was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't care.
I'm apologizing to our listeners.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
The fuck are any of these people? Made up bullshit.
So, I mean, they do set up that, like, he's like, I finally did it. We created. So it does seem like he is the person behind creating Daj and Soji.
Soji and Daj, yeah.
Though the question, did he do it alone, or did he have to do time travel shenanigans to do it?
Sure.
He doesn't seem to know as much about like why she's the destroyer or whatever. Though
No.
Roddy clearly seems to have some info because whatever they showed me was so horrible.
I've seen things you wouldn't believe.
But now we know where she is.
What's the rest of that, Riker Howard?
Yeah, I know. It's a starships on fire off the whatever. I should know this. I'm a bad nerd. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all are.
I don't know what's happening.
It's Blade Runner, Sean. Come on.
Blade Runner I've seen, but it really didn't stick with me.
We all saw Blade Runner 2 together, Sean.
Blade Runner 2049.
Thank you.
Anyway, don't misname sequels, Glenn. Come on.
No, guilty as charged. I apologize.
Yeah. Lazy.
The quote was from the original.
Sure. I saw that once 15 years ago. I couldn't tell you.
All right. The director's cut or the
final cut.
Sorry, never mind.
Final cut or get the fuck out.
Did it have Harrison Ford's voiceover?
Everybody shut the fuck up.
It was a genuine controversial aspect of the movie, Sean.
Anyway, we know where the lady is. Picard knows where they're going now.
Right.
The Borg cube. This was not a popular answer.
No.
Nobody was happy that this is where they have to go next.
I will say I didn't really miss any of the Borg cube stuff.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it didn't get mentioned. They didn't show up once.
No, not at all. I'm into it.
No fuck Romulan or
Yeah, I mean
that's Star Trek. Focus on the crew.
I miss the incest, but that's it.
Well,
I think they know we're gonna have a heavy.
Yeah.
Daj or Soji. I truly don't remember which one it is.
Soji's the one on the Borg cube.
Yeah, we're gonna have a real Soji heavy episode next week.
Right.
That seems.
I think the producers they've said this episode and the last episode were probably the most episodic it gets, and I think there's only 8 episodes in the season. So
there's only 8 episodes?
I think so.
I thought it was 10. Hold on.
I also thought it was 10.
According to Wikipedia, it is 10.
Well, okay. Well, so we're still halfway through, and I think the end game has to really start rolling.
For sure. I think the pace is good. I think it feels like we're moving.
Yeah. I think once all the pieces have put in
I was
place.
worried when I was thinking 8 episodes. I was like, this is too short. It's like you can't
8 episodes would have been crazy if this is where we were now. Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, it's all assembling the team, and then there's no mission. But
now next week we're on the Borg cube. So
right, and we still don't even quite know what the full mission's going. He's like, I just have to keep Soji safe.
Right.
That's all he has going.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
But then it's going to turn in. I just like
we have to stop this.
Yeah, because it'll destroy the entire universe. It's like
I hope not.
But we've made our cases on. You don't have to go that big.
We've said our piece.
Yeah.
There. We'll see what happens. We're willing to roll with it.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, I think it's time for some.
Oh God! Isn't there 8? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you know what? You know what, Sean? I'm sorry. It wasn't loud enough. One more take.
Just put it in post. Too loud?
No, it has.
All right.
No happy medium.
Diegetic. So,
2 minutes on the clock.
Yep. So, current percentage is 24.91, just under a quarter of all Star Trek. 1 episode away from finishing season 2 of TNG. Season 2, I know, Wade, you've said that the first 2 seasons are kind of rough. I've actually really, on the whole, enjoyed most of season 2, and there's a couple of really great episodes. Obviously, The Measure of Man, which we talked about.
Sure.
I really love the Sherlock Holmes episode of season 2, where Data goes up against Moriarty and he ends up taking over the ship.
Yeah, holodeck episodes are you either like them or you hate them.
I fucking love holodeck episodes. I'm on board. I've seen a couple so far and 100% on board. I do wonder if I don't think it will, but I kind of wonder if the Moriarty that's created in Elementary, My Dear Data will factor into Picard, because it is an example of sort of this artificial intelligence sort of emerging from the holodeck's programming. And again, it seems unlikely.
1 minute.
But I would appreciate that if they actually went there and incorporated that.
Right. Well, I mean, if Kirsten Beyer is doing again, Voyager really kicks that down the field a lot further with the Doctor,
really,
with the MH and the hologram rights, and it feels like they're not continuing the Doctor's story about that at all. From given how much the MH can stop somebody being murdered.
Hey, Sean, it doesn't count if Wade's talking.
Sure does. Status report.
The other thing I'll say is, now that I've seen 40-something episodes of TNG, I can I didn't realize this earlier. I should have. I'm the Data of this group because I realize Data spends a lot of time going on long tangents about things that he knows basic facts about, and
you're desperate. You want to be human, but you don't know what emotions are.
I keep reciting things and I keep getting interrupted by people because they don't want to hear it.
All right, that's 2 minutes. Wrap it up.
That makes you the Wesley of the group.
Shut up, Wesley.
So there you go. Merge Wesley and Data, and you got me. Just some asshole who.
No, we're the assholes.
No. It's
yes. We of course we're the assholes.
Stand up for yourself.
What do you mean?
I've said this before. I'm very easy to bully.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
Make it too easy, man.
Hey,
except when you decide you have to ask questions you should know the fucking answer to.
I'm not satiated by that answer.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
You have explained who is buying the Borg parts, which I will grant that, but we haven't explained what exactly they're doing.
I'm not going to explain why things are valuable.
Yeah, what do you mean?
It's
scarcity in the market, and
that's the thing. The market is saturated.
It's not
with Borg parts.
It's not.
How many Borg do you think there are out there being fucking murdered and ripped apart?
You forgot to say it was the end of status report.
You forgot to say this is not my segment. I don't want this.
Oh, I'm adding something for the end of the season to status report that's going to make you both so mad. I'm so excited about it.
Well, cut it.
That's it. I think we're
this has to end.
We're gonna hang up in a huff.
I'm mad at you guys.
What did I do?
You made me beyond this.
I'm putting out a call.
You facilitated.
I'm pulling out a call to anyone who's listening to this to discuss what is the actual value of the Borg parts.
They are going to fucking own your ass so hard.
Maybe they say, if everyone says Glenn, you're being stupid, it's just that it's technology, but that doesn't quite go far enough.
I don't want to have this conversation.
No, because it's completely insane.
If you gave an iPhone to someone in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, that's valuable, but if they're everywhere, then it's less.
They're not, Glenn. They're not everywhere.
I'm not sure what you're not understanding.
They're not everywhere. Just because they show it on the show, on a show about Borg, because they're not everywhere. They're just, the show is focusing on a story that is a small part of the world.
Harvesting the Borg cube is only valuable if it is scarce.
But there's clearly a large market for this stuff, which means I will grant it's not everywhere. I misspoke.
There's a large market for it, and not a lot.
Right.
Of
supply.
I mean that's
it's fucking supply and demand, Glenn.
Glenn, yeah.
I'm just saying, okay.
We said it. You've said it. We get it. We get your question.
No. I want to plug. Fucking Any Way You Want It, my Journey podcast. That I'm starting with Glen and Wade, where we go through Journey's discography and And
I will not make a spreadsheet for that one.
I will.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end we don't go our separate ways.
I have a feeling it might be called Any Way You Want It, but then Glenn's going to have a way he wants it, and we're going to end up yelling at him.
Don't try and make me seem like the unreasonable one
Why?
here. What are they doing with the Borg parts? What exactly is the benefit? What are they
why does Journey have so many songs? Who wants them? What are people doing with them? I understand who's buying them, but what are they doing with them?
They're listening to them. Simple answer.
In the most simplistic way, it's a MacGuffin. Don't fucking wet the bed over it.
I'm not going to wet the bed over it, but I'm just curious. And you guys went into a fucking rage over it.
Okay.
That's...
Thanks for
I'm so sorry. I'm so
that's
sorry.
okay. No, this episode is very controversial.
This episode of the podcast is also very
Entirely different
controversial.
reasons.
The brutality with which we just...
With which we fucking owned your ass.
Some levity in between, but...
I am not owned.
You're owned. You're owned.
No one's owned. I don't want anyone to be owned.
You're owned.
I just want someone to explain to me
Boy, you're fucking owned.
Fine, whatever. I'm owned. But like I said, easy to bully.
I fucking love you guys. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
all right.
I think it's we can start wrapping this up.
Yep.
Final thoughts. We like this episode.
Fucking good. Fucking good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. And I think the fandom is torn, but I don't care.
I like when we agree. It's fun for me.
Yeah. So I mean, next week I think we get everybody together on that Borg cube.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Picard has some PTSD from being a Borg. Yes, Sean. Everybody knows that he used to be Locutus of Borg.
Yeah, even I knew that.
How long was he a Borg for?
2 episodes.
That's not very long.
But they go back to it.
Locutus of the Borg.
Yes, but they milk that, as you can tell.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty traumatic coming back from that.
Sure, yeah.
But, yeah. I, for one, can't Picard leeway.
Flashback. 7 Mercy kills her buddy. He got diced with a bone saw. Star Trek doesn't need to be this bloody. Reminder, some restraint is not a flaw. Magic seems kinda stupid. Recast since TNG. Seven's a Ferris Ranger. She's former Borg and really mad. Hey you guys, don't you wanna buy all this stuff? Free Cloud sucks, but at least you can punch the ads. Raffi's son doesn't like her. Cry and cry and cry. Bad guy's name is Bejazel. Really, that's the name? She gets murked with a laser. Can't Picardly wait. I can't wait. 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 Picard wait. Yeah, Picard wait. Here's the other thing. If you sing 7 X-Borg Fenris Ranger to the tune of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is that a thing? Is that anything?
What the fuck?
7 X-Borg Fenris Ranger, like if she gets her own spin-off?
Why is it a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles spin-off?
Well, no. It's not. There's this Twitter account where it just lists Wikipedia article titles.
Is she joining them or is she fighting them?
No. It's not nothing to do with the. It's just singing to the tune of the theme song. Like, is that a good theme song?
Does she know Splinter?
What?
Does she know Splinter? Like, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Does she hunt down?
She knows Krang.
Does she hunt down Shredder? I guess she and. Right, she and like the brain in a robot kind of have something in common, right?
Yeah,
she was a brain.
I just want to see her eat a pizza.
Yeah, I would watch her.
That just tells you what websites I go.
Yeah,
to,
that's a very specific. Yeah.
But no, there's this Twitter account that lists Wikipedia articles that you can sing to the tune of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, and for some reason this episode was like 7 X-Borg Fenris Ranger. That works.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to explore Vor with you guys.
Oh, God.
Oh, do you see that Amy Klobuchar Vor?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Very into it.
All right. I guess we're done here, though, right?
Well, we sure fucking are.